And good evening, everyone. It's 5:31. It's Tuesday. It's time for Natchez Renewal Radio right here at... Why am I so... What is the 97.7 The Beat, NatchezRadio.com? Right here in the studio we have the one, the only mayor of Natchez, Adams County, Mayor Dan Gibson.
Hello, Leon.
I
Good
don't
evening.
know why you need a
You know,
in the ear.
there's nothing better than live, is it?
You know, nothing. You know,
There's nothing better than live.
I'm
You know,
telling you.
I don't know about you, but it's just, I think it's just this busy month we're in.
Oh,
The busy
okay.
start to the new year. I looked at my calendar this morning and thought, is it already the 20th? Where did January go?
I'm telling you.
I have a little
Yeah.
grandson who just turned 2 months old today.
Well, congratulations.
How about that? And I was talking to my wife about it, and we were both talking. Marla and I actually went out to see him back in December because they live out of state, and we got in a visit. And we both said, is he only 2 months? I mean, it really seems like he's older than that because the past 2 months have been so full of activity. I mean, we had Thanksgiving, Christmas. Everything in Natchez has been busy.
Right.
We got a couple days off at New Year's, I think, just to catch our breath. And then, boom, we hadn't stopped.
Yeah.
And we cut the ribbon last week on the city auditorium.
Yeah, right.
Isn't it beautiful, that
yeah.
$2 million renovation?
Yeah.
We've had already a lot of great events going on for Mardi Gras. We've had balls for, my goodness, Crew of Mystique, Heart and Soul. We had also the call-out ball for the Crew of Phoenix. And then on top of all that, last week I was in Jackson. We had the Mississippi Municipal League Midwinter Conference, and we always go to the Capitol because we are asking for money. In fact, this year we are asking for money to help us with our efforts to eventually replace the Canal Street Bridge.
Oh, okay.
So we were up there lobbying for that. And then we got back here and jumped right into all of the celebrations for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It was a great weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. The weather was great for that event.
Gosh, you know, the parade was beautiful yesterday. We've had that parade, ice out, snow out, freeze out for the last, 2 years, maybe longer. So it was so great to have a beautiful day for the parade. We also had a fantastic event yesterday at the convention center. Hundreds of people there to celebrate the life of Dr. King. And it was a luncheon with all of the area youth through a sponsorship with NAPAC, the Natchez Business Civic League, and the NAACP. It was a really great event with all of these area youth singing, giving poetry, dances, dramatic skits. And it was amazing to me how many of these kids were 8 years old, 10 years old, they had memorized poetry, they had memorized speeches, and some of them, well, I think we just may hear from some of them one day on the national stage. The music is fantastic. You know, I have a newfound hope in America because of what I experienced yesterday, just being with our youth. Also, Sunday night, we had a great celebration for Dr. King at Beulah Baptist Church. And we had Kimball Funches, who is a Grammy-nominated trumpeter from Crystal Springs, Mississippi, and his trio, there's actually 4 of them, so I guess you could say it's the Kimball Funches Quartet. They provide an amazing show.
From your neck of the old Crystal Springs there.
In fact, you know, Kimball's wonderful, dear older sister was a client of mine when I was in the insurance business there.
Oh, okay.
And just a sweet family. But you would have loved it. Man, the music, a lot of nice jazz. Beautiful. And great hymns and great ballads from the movement, you know, from the civil rights movement. We also had a great celebration this weekend for Mr. William Terrell. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Terrell. Do you know he's been a deacon now at his church for, my goodness, 50 years. 50 years.
The publisher of Bluff City Post.
Bluff City Post. He's done so much in this community. He and his wife Flora and their family just give back so much and do so much. And he is such a gracious man who has become a real dear friend to me. And so it was wonderful to be there to celebrate with him as he was honored this weekend. Well, I want to talk a little bit about the weather that's coming up. Have you been watching the forecast?
Well, that's what I was told. I was just at Natchez Printing talking with Steve.
Yeah.
And he's saying how ugly it's going to be.
Yeah.
I went, man.
Yeah. We have a winter storm on the way.
Yeah.
And it won't arrive until probably sometime Friday night. The rain will set in Friday and Friday evening. Mm-hmm. And the part of that worries me is it will get down to 32 while it's raining all night. So that sets up for icy conditions that will then linger throughout Saturday, because it's only going to get to about 35, they're saying. Now, we pray some of this could change, but right now this is the forecast. And when you've had icy rain, you're continuing with it all day long Saturday, and then the temperature drops to 23, and you have 90% precipitation Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's not a good situation.
No, it's not.
Now, the kids will love it, although it's happening on a weekend while they're out of school, but the kids will love it because we just might be able to build some snowmen here in Natchez. Oh. And might be able to get the sleds out. But this is what I want to tell folks. Don't wait until Friday to get ready for this. We have put out a notice today. I've been in touch with Entergy. I've even been in touch with the company that we hired a few years ago to do our cleanup after the ice storm that we had in 2021. Just making sure everyone's ready. Mr. Brad Bradford, Robert Bradford, our Director of Emergency Management, has called a meeting for Thursday with area groups at the safe room to, prepare. But I've also called a meeting of our team for in the morning to go ahead and make preparations. We've already prepared just in case we need it. A declaration of emergency, which triggers, help from the state and federal level should things really get bad. But I want to just tell people right now, whenever we know that the bad weather's coming our way, we pray for the best and prepare for the worst. And we ask you to go ahead right now and make sure you are stocked up on water, on food, supplies, necessary supplies. Make sure that between now and Friday, your pipes get wrapped if you haven't already wrapped them. Also, make sure to put a plan in place for your friends, family, loved ones, vulnerable adults that you know may need some help. Go ahead and have a plan in place. Might be time to get a few people over to the house and bundle up and get some good vegetable stew or chili on the stove.
There you go.
Also, make sure you have a plan for your pets. When it gets down to these freezing temperatures, dogs, cats don't need to be outside.
No.
And just have a plan in place. Also, I tell people to get ready when it's going to get that cold. Make sure you are letting your faucets drip at a slow rate. You don't want to put too much strain on the system, but we definitely don't want our citizens having to go through the expense and trouble and inconvenience of broken pipes.
Right.
And also when pipes break, that puts an undue burden on our water supply, and we don't want that to happen. Also, it's so important to remember to stay off the roads. It's just not a good time to get out and sightsee. When the roads ice up, just stay off the roads, stay home, stay safe, and leave those roads open for emergency personnel and first responders. Also, I tell people, electricity is deadly. And if you see a line down, don't mess with it. Leave it alone. In our area, you can report it to Entergy by calling 1-800-ENERGY, 1-800-ENERGY, or you can report it by calling 911. Also, as you see these trees down, be careful trying to clear them yourself. Better to call it in. Let our public works crews safely clear these trees once everything improves. And it just goes on and on. I just tell people use common sense. And more than anything, pay attention to announcements on the radio,
right,
on Facebook,
right,
through local media, the Natchez Democrat, because conditions can change, but I understand that the safe room will be open during the hours that temperatures are down at freezing or below, when the conditions are really bad out there. The safe room will be open. We are expecting things to start clearing out by Sunday evening, and actually expecting a beautiful sunny week the week after. But temperatures are going to be cold, and it may take a little time for things to thaw. Mm-hmm. Folks need to be careful on bridges. They are the first to ice up. Also, be careful on the hills that we have here.
Yeah.
If you're going down to the casino, make sure you aren't there past time that road might ice up. We've had to go down there and rescue people before. Mm-hmm. If you're going down under the hill, wonderful. Go eat supper, have a good time. But be mindful that if these hills start icing up, you don't need to be on these hills. You think I about covered it?
Well, especially about the bridges, Mayor, because, the road looks normal, and you get to that bridge, it looks normal, but it will ice, and they can be a problem.
It will.
Yeah.
It will. And people sometimes who get out to sightsee lose track of this ice, don't see it. Next thing you know, they're in a ditch. Mm-hmm. And it's just more that our first responders have to deal with, putting them at risk. Yeah. So I really tell folks, just be smart, stay home, and be mindful. And also, it's a good time to reach out and help each other and be neighborly and do the things that Natchez is known for. We are a city of love, after all. We really are. I want to now share something we just did at City Hall that was really a neat thing. The Coast Guard reached out to us and said they would like to enter an agreement with the city for fire service. The Coast Guard has been here in Natchez for 40 years.
Quietly. Yeah.
Quietly here. Yeah. And since 1990, they've actually had two ships here during that time. Mm-hmm. Since 1990, they've had the USS Greenbrier. It's a cutter that has a crew of 17, and it is based here at Natchez, down at near the port. Right. But every day they survey that river, and they go up to mile marker. We're at 363. Okay. They go a little north, and then they go south, all the way down, I think, to the Red River, and a little further south than that. Oh, okay. They actually cover from the Natchez district a couple 100 miles of river and tributaries. Wow. And their real job is to make sure that we have safety on the river, and also that everything remains open to commerce. Mm-hmm. Well, it takes a special trained fire department to really deliver the proper services in protecting these cutters. Mm-hmm. I learned today that if you just go out there and douse them with water, you just might sink them. Ooh. And you don't want to do that. No. And there's a special technique. And so we are now in a partnership with the U.S. Coast Guard here in the city of Natchez. Our fire department, Chief Arrington, was there to sign the agreement with us. And they will now be going through a special training on how to deal with boat fires. This will be very helpful not only for the Coast Guard, but improving their expertise in dealing with boat traffic that we have. With the commercial traffic that we do have here. Yeah. It is amazing, the boats that come by here and all the commerce. And it's so good that the U.S. Coast Guard is here to keep that river safely open. Yeah, absolutely. Interesting, the Coast Guard, has been around since 1790.
Is that something?
And you know how it got started?
No.
So, the Congress in 1790 trying to make sure tariffs were enforced, trying to get money coming into the country because, Britain was not happy because they had lost the war and they were really creating problems for our trade. Mm-hmm. So we started having to impose tariffs. Well, they asked then Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, to assemble a fleet of 10 ships to protect the areas along the eastern seaboard and to collect those tariffs. Mm. And thus began the Coast Guard.
So we need another musical about Hamilton.
Did you know Alexander Hamilton was the founder and founding father of the Coast Guard?
I did not know that. Yeah.
He was, yeah. And, Alexander Hamilton, though, has a sad connection to Natchez. You realize that one of our founding fathers was killed in a duel by another one of our founding fathers, and one of our early vice presidents, Aaron Burr. Mm-hmm. You remember that story?
Yeah. I thought you was about to say, do I remember that? Because wait a minute.
I remember the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I don't think I was subscribing to the New York Times or Washington Post when that incident occurred. But anyway, they it was a sad thing. It really was. That someone as great as Alexander Hamilton
the fact
would
that
meet his fate that
the
way.
mentality that they had then about if you had a dispute, let's solve it with a duel.
Yeah.
That, I'm going, wait a minute.
And so the connection to Natchez is Aaron Burr decides he better get out of town.
Yeah.
And he decided to come south, and he ended up in Natchez, where he was then apprehended. And you know where he faced trial? Right out here at Jefferson College.
Wow. Yeah.
They say it was the trial under the oak trees, and he was found innocent. But he never quite regained his status in life. Right. He lived out his days in New York City, and it's quite a story. But people may not know that Natchez has that connection to that situation. Well, getting back to the Coast Guard, I just want to give a shout out to our Master Chief Ray Stover and his crew of officers and enlisted service persons who help keep our waterways safe in this area. It was a good thing.
Absolutely.
A good thing. I want to talk a minute in the time we have left about the year ahead. 2026, gosh, it's right here. And we are now 20 days into it.
I was about to say, we're well into it.
Well, I expect that we'll be celebrating in the spring the grand opening of the Hobby Lobby. I got a picture today. It's looking very good. And then right behind it, we will see various stores coming in and more happening in phase 2 of the restoration of Tracetown. So grateful to Jimmy Smith and his crew and developers who have come in to help make that happen for Natchez. Also, hardly a day goes by somebody doesn't mention SkyWest, United Airlines. I hope people are going online and buying their tickets. You can book a trip now from Natchez to anywhere in the world that United flies with only one stop, and that's in Houston. We will have daily jet service, starting in July. Well, that is leading up to something else great. We are in January 26th. Do you know the American Cruise Lines is now hoping that they can begin their cruise calendar for 2027 Natchez. They were looking at 2028.
Right.
But there's such excitement here that we are hopeful American Symphony will be able to start cruises here as early as 2027. So things are looking bright for Natchez. The Eola, we continue to look forward to that restoration. I'm asked all the time about it. It is going to be a Merit Tribute property. That has not changed. We are expecting in the spring to bring down the old, Fry building. Mm-hmm. And they are working at abating asbestos, environmental hazards now, then they'll properly bring it down. We will have that bid process, I hope, in the spring. And then that will clear the way for new development to come. Mr. Leon, I'm meeting a lot of new citizens. And here lately, it's really amazing. I was out and about this weekend and ran into a new doctor who has been here a year, and I didn't even know it. He's in our emergency room.
Oh, okay.
Merritt has also signed some new contracts. And, you know, we had the CEO of Merritt, Natchez here just last month.
Right.
Kevin Samro.
And Kevin, here on the radio.
Yeah, right here on the radio.
Right.
Kevin's been sharing some good news, and we have some good things happening in medical. We are so blessed to have such great doctors. You know, one of those doctors, Jeffrey Flatman, has performed thousands of robotic surgeries. People come from all over the country to see Dr. Flatman. And we also have so many other doctors in various specialties. I won't get into naming them all, but it's a misnomer that Natchez doesn't have the medical resources. Just a few weeks ago, we had a lady who had put her house on the market just because of things she was hearing and because she felt like she didn't have an adequate, primary doctor here in Natchez. Well, I connected her to Mr. Samro, and he connected her to a new doctor who very quickly relieved her of all of her fears and concerns, and she ended up taking her house off the market. And that's after getting an offer on it.
Wow.
I think a full price offer. Because people don't want to leave Natchez.
No.
And so I think medical for the year 2026, we're going to see even more happening. It's going to be a good year for medical here. I want to give a shout out to the MBI. I've been on the phone a number of times now with the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. They have made between 30 and 40 arrests since we brought them in on various issues we were having here back in November. And they have more coming. And I don't know all that they're doing. They work very quietly along with other agencies. But things have really quieted down in our city, and I'm so grateful. I am told that at times we've had as many as 30 agents working here in Natchez, and nobody knows. So isn't that a good thing?
Very good thing.
So quite a difference from where we were just a few months ago. But I want to always remind people to reach out, to call Crime Stoppers if you've got information, to share with a local pastor. And we had the pastors here, just a month or so ago talking about the community, because it is a community effort to make sure that we have a low crime rate in Natchez. I want to talk a minute about recreation. We, have invested a lot of money in our parks.
Right.
And we've also been investing money in our baseball fields at Duncan Park.
Okay.
And so, folks, just be paying attention. We're going to again have registration for baseball at Duncan Park and for T-ball. That will be coming in the early spring, and just get ready. I can't wait myself. It's so fun to get back into the sports season. Also, disc golf at Duncan Park. We are soon going to be cutting the ribbon on the $1 million renovation of the golf clubhouse there, phase 1. And I also want to remind people that our parks have been renovated. They're beautiful. If you're not using them, you're missing out. But also, we have the youth center at North Natchez Park, and people are using it for parties. Just call City Hall, call Parks and Rec, make your reservations there. It's just a beautiful facility. So proud of tennis, pickleball. People just don't realize all of that is available. I know people are asking about the bowling alley. The owner of the bowling alley building just has not had the ability to get the proper repairs done to get reopened. We are looking at other locations to steer investors for our bowling alley. I've had a lot of people reaching out, yes, wanting more for our youth. Well, we definitely want more, and we're going to be working on that. In the time we have left, I'm just thinking about the questions I get hit with every day. In fact, yesterday at the parade, at the luncheon, at other events throughout the weekend, we have a wonderful city, a lot of wonderful people engaged, and I really appreciate it when people come up to me. And so if you have a code enforcement concern, our code enforcement department has become very active. Just call City Hall and ask for code enforcement. In fact, you can go on our website.
Yeah,
you can go to the services page, community services, and you can actually enter in your complaints on derelict properties online. They have taken action this past year on over 300 properties. We are going to do more, I'm sure, this year. So grateful for that. Economic development. Well, retail development is going to be our number one opportunity this year. Again, Tracetown, but also what's going to be happening at Walmart. But we do have several small industries that are still on the line for Natchez. Let's hope that we can bring some of them across the finish line soon. I'm very grateful for what the state of Mississippi has been doing to support our industrial park.
Okay.
And getting the levee project finished, seeing Fibro growing, and other industries. We need to always celebrate that growth. And then also the achievements in workforce development. We had a meeting today with the president of Colin, the president of the Board of Supervisors, Angela Hutchins, the superintendent of our public schools, Zan McDonald, and the new director of workforce development for Colin, Tawana Williams. And we had others there to talk about the way forward and how we can continue working together. We have brought workforce development a long way in just the last few years. I think with collaboration, we're about to take it even to a better level.
Great.
So we're excited about that. Still have the Coding Academy. We're hoping in March to get electrician cohort 2 going, just graduated cohort 1. We have 25 interested in that. We also, just had the heavy equipment operation, carpentry. We're going to have more of these coming into the spring. In addition to plumbing, masonry. I want to tell you, too, when they start filling these plumbing courses, people need to sign up.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you hired any plumbers lately?
Yes.
Man, you about need to take out a loan to hire a plumber.
Yeah.
The plumbers are making the money.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're about out of time.
Well,
it's good to get in all of these
things.
Oh, it is.
It's not a simple quick and dirty do.
Let me tell you something. Commercial plumbers are going to be in high demand when they start this project on Tracetown. Think about it. A lot has to be done there. We're talking plumbers are needed not only for restroom facilities, but they're needed quite often. You've got to have some real skill in dealing with the drainage issues, what goes on when you're doing HVAC, and there's a lot coming down the pipe. And then, and data centers are definitely cooled by water. People have asked us, we have had data center prospects. We've been talking to them. Our problem is the abundance of water is a good thing, but we don't have an abundance of electricity. And we've got to do more to get more electricity here in Natchez. Natchez deserves more electricity. Well, I think we are about out of time. Thank you.
Well, Mayor, we really appreciate you being here. This is Natchez Renewal Radio with Mayor Dan Gibson right here on 97.7 The Beat, natchezradio.com.